Ah, yes! Hardcore, rockin', wicked. I realised I might have my mic a little bit too close, and if so, I do apologise. Ah, awesome. Okay, right. Okay, today we are getting close to doing some interesting stuff today, but I am. Well, basically, this is going to be close because I came up with a really cool idea as to what I want to do. Like with this game, a way which would kind of get me out of this slight bit of like deadlock, because I've been doing basically a lot of really technical things the last couple of episodes, and I think today it might be another kind of difficult grind, but I have a good plan as to what I'm going to do, and we're going to see how we sort of go about it. So the big thing that I'm looking to do today is we want to actually make it so that the monster, when it arrives on the screen, it will be able to like perform an attack, but it's going to do all of the sort of attack actions and all the outcomes within this monster attack script. And then I've got another plan. So that's going to be... So we want to basically be able to do the basic attack like from here. And then I've got something else which is going to be... which I'm looking to do, and we'll see how it goes. But first of all, right, we've got this perform basic attack routine, and it's not actually doing anything. We want to fill this up with all the important things. Okay, so how do we do that? So on this combat script, let's have a look. So perform basic attack. Let's go to here, go to definition. Aha! Right, so we actually want this to be, all of this information here, perform basic attack animation, to be in here. How are we going to do that? Partly through copying and pasting. I'm always fine with that. So, over here, if we're doing the basic attack, we're going to have start coroutine, perform basic attack routine. Okay. And the more I look at it, I kind of want it to be, where I've got attack, I kind of want to change that to action, because we're not always necessarily going to be... It's not always going to be an attack every time we do something, because I do want one of the actions to be where he just kind of enrages and builds up his like attack, but doesn't actually do any attack itself. So you know what? While we're considering this, first of all, let's just check I haven't created any error messages. And I think this is going to be a little bit awkward, but I think it will be... And hopefully it'll be a good sort of transition when I do explain my next plan. But what we're going to have first is monster attack. We're going to rename this to monster action script, because it's, like I say, it's not always going to be that. The only problem with doing that is it will give us so monster action script. That's good. So we exit now. And we're still going to get problems here, so we need to actually change this name here to monster action script. It's always a little bit awkward when you want to change the script, because the actual title doesn't change itself. So that's fine. So now that we've done that, hopefully... Right. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Okay, so we've changed that. So, like, one of the actions will be an attack. Anyway, here we go. So, where are we going next? We were going to get all of this information. And we're simply going to copy and paste it. But we want to make sure we've got access to all the things that we need. So, control. Oh yes, of course. In fact, I'm going to keep that in mind. But yeah, so the reason it gets a little bit complicated is where we've got our combat script. Let's see, where were we actually looking? Over here. The reason it does get a little bit complicated is because what did happen before is the monster would bounce over, right? And then bounce back. But we actually want the damage and all of the important numbers to be affected when it actually bounces and lands. So then it's like recovering is slightly less important. Whereas what I kind of want to do is all of this code here is basically dealing with the damage that it's dealing, the number of beams that are getting destroyed, all of that. And I kind of want to transfer all of this to have everything, to have everything in this monster action script. This is going to be pretty tough, and I think this will be a little bit. Oh really? Oh, oh, sorry to hear that, man. Yeah. Oh, anyway, rock and roll. It's good to see you, man. Yeah, I was just saying this is going to be another really sort of quite heavy, like code heavy session. So yeah, we're essentially going to try and get rid of all of this and chuck it all in monster. Right. So let's go get. So we actually want to do the animation within here. So let's have a look. I think we might not need this performing attack thing. So I'm just going to Control C, like copy and put this in here. Oh, how are you doing, the KO2 fan? Right, monster trans. That's attack type. Oh, brilliant, fantastic. I've actually already got the parent script that we want to get hold of, which is fantastic. So we're going to have that as an argument, and okay. Let's have a look. Oh, nice! Oh, congratulations, man! Oh, quality! Oh man, what game is it? I mean, I don't know if there's a non-disclosure. Don't worry. I'm just intrigued. That's awesome. Oh right. Oh man. Oh, quality. Oh well, that's so cool. Oh, nice. Yeah, nice going, man. Right, don't think we need any of that. So even though this feels like a little bit of an expensive bit of code here, we can actually put that over there. Because yeah, one thing which is I realise is a massive skill in and of itself is the skill of actually knowing how to work with other coders, where you have like a GitHub account and you're sort of going back and forth. And when I did try to understand it, I was like, no, this is too complicated. I don't mind working with other game developers when there's like there's they can do the art and all of the coding is with me, but I just find it so hard to actually like do a bit of coding and commit it and stuff. And I was like, yeah. Oh, right, move to point bouncy. Okay, so we don't need that anymore. And I think it's, even though this does look a little bit ugly, essentially, right, I'm gonna copy and paste all this and see if we can just yeah. and then like just see how many problems we come across. Right. Okay. So I'm looking at this. The only actual problem that we have here is getting hold of the buildings to affect them. So what I kind of want to do, there's loads of ways we could do this, but I want to, let's have a look. I think if we have a void awake, actually it's the combat script, let's have a look at the combat script. You know what? Because this is already an instant. This is already a singleton. Like I can't see any reason why we can't just call upon the singleton and get the information that way. It's probably not perfect, but right. Oh, I can't. Right. Oh, is this actually a? We can make this public. Yeah. Because. Yeah, I think this is fine. Because there's not actually too much going on in this script. All it's doing is it's checking for an attack building script. Yeah, I think this is fine. So we've made all this public. Like I say, this is going to be ugly. We'll get a few error messages along the way. But I think once I've got all of the attack routine in one little thing, it will make everything a bit sort of tidier. So what I'm getting at here is in order for an attack to occur, we need access to a bunch of different things. All of the buildings is one of them. But given that the combat script has got these functions that can get us all of this, I think this is like, you know, it's probably not the most efficient route, but this is the route which I'm going to take to get hold of all of these things. And yes, still does feel a little bit ugly, but that's okay. Huh. Hang on a sec. Oh, yes, okay, that's good. I was trying to work out why we needed the attack building, but that's if it damages the heart, it destroys all the rangers, which is fine. So we just need... Because I kind of want to... Yeah, because I do have a good plan as to why I'm making this look a bit... Oh, hold on. So the way which I can explain this is there was a... I was watching Awesome Games Done Quick, and there was a speed run. I think it might have been in, say, 2018 or 2019 of Zelda The Wind Waker on the GameCube. And it was it was actually a really, really good speed run. But the first about 10 minutes... It was almost an explanation and an apology of how he basically had to get into a very specific position and pause and unpause solidly for about 10 minutes to break a certain part of the game, right? And he just said, oh, no, trust me, it is worth it, right? Stick with it. And it was just genuinely hilarious about how it's him like pausing and unpausing, pausing, unpausing, like for absolutely ages. But then finally, when the actual good part of the speed run came about, it was like, oh god, this is amazing. But it was like at a cost, and I feel that this is going to be one of those episodes where I'm doing a lot of very technical things, which might not necessarily like which might not look super interesting, but it's like, because the plan which I've got is hopefully going to be pretty cool. Okay, so now that we've done that, I'm going to do a bit of. So what we're actually looking to do now, we're on the combat script. Oh, I've closed everything. Combat routine. So this number of rangers, this is always going to happen anyway. And I'm going to get rid of all of this. And I'm going to get rid of this and this. And I think another slight thing that I kind of wanted to do as well. So this is actually, basically we can get rid of all of that and in replacement just put this. So perform the attack, and then hopefully everything will occur through there. So let's rock. Okay. There's one last thing that I wanted to do. Okay. And I'm assuming that we are getting... Oh yeah, so here we actually don't need that. We just need monster parent script. Okay, right. So let's see how this works. Because yeah, if this works, like it's going to start looking pretty good, but it's just going to be a little bit. Right, yeah, so we're kind of expecting, we might even get some error messages here, but I don't think we will. No, I think we're good here. We want to get the monster to attack and see if everything works the way it should do. Okay, so yeah, we're just looking for it to get a bit closer. Because I've got such a cool plan that I want to do. Right, so far no problems. This is where the problems may lie. Let's go put this here just so that we... Right. So ideally this attacks... Yeah, because I want to deal... Let's just see what happens. Yeah, nice. I think that's exactly what we wanted to happen, isn't it? Yeah, literally down to a T. That's perfect. Now, if it attacks again, has it still got any problems? Will it still do 15 damage? Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Right. Okay, now that we have that, right, basically the point which I'm making, and I'm really happy about this, is because the combat script is quite a big thing, there's so much going on here, we've essentially cut out such a massive chunk of code that ideally we never need anymore, and put it into here, and that will make life so much easier for the future. So now every attack we can just go by here to do. The reason that I had to put this charge attack is technically I've made it that the first attack is a charge attack, which is why it's doing more damage. So now, are we ready to do what? Like, am I ready to reveal what my next plan is? And I think I am, right? And I don't even know if this is a good one, but I quite like this idea. So at the moment, what's happening is, let's see if I just press play here, right? And this is going to be tricky to implement. This is why this is going to be quite a code-heavy stream. So at the moment, we've got this attack here, saying like, you know, with a sword saying it's doing 30. Now, what I want to do, right, because obviously when the actual end of turn happens, he's not doing 30 damage. He's just moving one step closer. What if we made it that this particular symbol here indicates what he's actually doing the next turn? So for a basic enemy, for the like opening starting enemy, all that we're going to have a little like a picture of an arrow moving left, right, and no number at all, right, and that's basically saying he's going to jump forward, right. So like that is going to be the action that he's going to take. So like, and that's going to be kind of like, let's just say 90% of the time that's what he's going to do. But there's going to be other times where he might have a sort of quite low attack range thing. So he's going to say jump forward, or he's going to do an attack for say 5, and then he's going to jump forward. Or he might be enraging himself, so he does a bit more damage and then jumping forward. There's a lot of things that we can do, but I just like the idea that we can find out the enemy's next intention. We can always find out the enemy's next intention over here. So now that we've actually got this this one sort of online, oh yeah, we didn't need this at all, did we? My plan is we're going to now make it so that it's like we can actually see his next move, which will be more than likely just jumping forward, but he'll still have that. So and here we go. I'm going to have I'm going to rename this to, so this will just, yeah, so we're going to rename this to monster action type. And I think I want to have a whole new enum. Yeah, like I say, things might have to get a little bit worse before they get any better. But monster ranged action type, and the most basic one will be basic jump forward. No, jump forward 1. And I'm going to put another one in here just so I haven't, like, because we're going to fill this up with this will be enrage jump forward 1, and yeah, ranged attack jump forward 1, and I dare say I might even have jump forward 2 at some point, but that's, you know, well, that's way down the line, don't worry. Right. The only reason I put 3 there is these are just ideas of like moves that he could do whilst he hasn't actually reached the while he hasn't reached the like base yet. Okay. And what we will do as well we were, so actually there's another little thing that I'm looking to do. This is where did I put them? Not sure. In fact, it'll be here. So sprites. Yeah, this is definitely one of those things where kind of like it's gonna be technical. So symbols, that's what we want. So monster stat symbols. We're gonna have another sort of another one to add where it's gonna be just an arrow looking left. So I'm gonna just create one now. Symbols. Oh yeah, of course. I did actually create a few other symbols for different things that could occur, and we can put them all in. I've got no problem with that. So what we're looking to do right now is create an arrow one. Right. How do you draw an arrow? Nope. First of all, have a line. Okay. Okay. And I don't know, blue I always feel is the a good colour for this, so we can get rid of this. And obviously my skills in shading are fantastic and unrivaled. Yes, okay, an absolute masterpiece. I know, I know. That's what you're all thinking. You're thinking this is amazing, right? Okay, so we're going to save this. We can actually save this as a PNG, I believe. Yeah, it should be fine. Oh, actually, yeah, that'll cause us a lot of problems in the long run. Okay, so now we've got that saved. I'm actually going to put all of these. Oh yeah, I do need to tidy this up a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. I probably should actually have a separate folder. Let's have a look. I'm going to just create a folder here. Symbol old. And just get rid of these ones. So we're going to refer to these. Let's just find out what I actually did. So 1 to 8, yeah. So let's go get all of these set to 1 to 8. Point filter and none, and apply. Okay, right. So now I've got to somehow just introduce the whole concept of actually doing an action when the enemy hasn't arrived, which is, I think it's going to be a tricky one. This is why it's just such a technically difficult thing. Like, it's quite a difficult thing to introduce in one sort of sitting, but I think we can do it. So first of all, let's go edit this script. So we've got yep, and we want to rename this to monster action types. Oh, and I'm looking forward to having fun with these probability weights, but let's not worry about that for the time being. Public master script dot monster ranged action type. monster. Hey! Ah, oh, Glisten, how's it rocking? Oh, nice. Right, then we've got Monster yeah. I was going to say, I think like we've done. You've caught us on one of these streams, which is going to be a lot of like coding, but hopefully it'll look pretty good in a little bit. So monster, so Blobbo, monster action types. Ah, we've renamed them. So let's go for 2 and 1. Ah, no, I can't see the emoji. I can just see a square and a square, and then the male symbol. Got to work out how to actually enable emojis, unless right. Basic forward 1. That's fine. I think this one needs to be charge attack. Okay, and then probability weights we're going to deal with in a bit. Okay, so right, so monster main script. Select next attack. Set attack. Oh, okay. Right. So actually, let's go clear a few things up. So we'll close all but this. Find all references. Set attack. Okay. So. Right, current monster class equals... Oh my gosh, I have made life very difficult for myself. Change new attack. So this is where we're actually deciding the attack, but we want to introduce the concept of setting ranged attacks as well. Right. So I need to just stare at this just intently, just for a little bit, while I try and work out. Okay. Selected attack. Let's go to this one. Oh yes, this is where we're actually changing. This is where it boinks. That's absolutely fine. I've just got to work out where we're getting hold of the sprites. So I think this is it. Potential next attack script. So this is the one. So I think we can have over here just a whole new thing, which will be select ranged attack. This is tough. Yeah. So this will definitely pay off eventually, but I'm right in the sort of difficult part of everything. Well, I kind of got it to work, but I thought like I need to obviously show the PS5 bling in the background, and how else am I going to do that? You know. That's kind of sort of how I feel, really, because the disadvantage of having a green screen means that I'm essentially trapped within the green screen, and the concept of exiting or moving around or moving my chair or moving around becomes slightly more of a hindrance. Right, so Control C. So we're going to have select ranged attack. This is going to be nope. Monster dot ranged action type, and here we're going to rename this to monster ranged action type. Okay, so here we're going to, and that will be, and we only need to worry about this. Oh yes, okay. I'm not even sure if I need a constructor here. I think the constructor probably adds more confusion than we need. So actually, no, we can do this. This is fine. I'm going to have a whole new function, public. Yeah, I'm not totally in love with how I'm handling this right now, but I think so all we actually need to do is add a whole extra variable here. What's the action range type? Yeah. Okay. So this will still give us error messages, so we just need to have, I think we can have null. Does null fit? No, it doesn't, so we'll just have 0. And here, we're just going to have 0. Okay, so the actual attack symbol sprites. Wow, I've named everything attack. I mean it to be actions. We're just slowly changing it as we go along, so we're going to rename this to action symbol sprites. Okay, so this is where it's getting all the symbols from, and we want to get hold of here the whatever number it is along in the thing. Oh yes, that's a really good point actually. I think it's partly, it will mean I'll have to move my computer and everything downstairs, which will mean that when I'm in my room I can't use my computer. So I think that it will just be 11. Let's just double check that then. So symbol, and that is array number 11. That's fine. Okay. So now that we've done this, select ranged attack. It's the main script. It's the mini script. Okay. So somewhere I've got something where it's like select next move. Let me try and work out where it is. I think it's somewhere on here. Select next attack. Yes, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, and all of this, yeah, this won't make any sense. And I'm still going to be sort of... that's a really good point. I'm not actually entirely sure. I mean, one thing that I have been tempted to do, and I can do, but I thought, like, is it like way too pretentious? Is I can actually have my stream going on. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, on this screen over here. And you know, just with obviously a slight delay, and then I'll be like, I think, you know, I'm not super happy. So select next attack, and we're actually going to have select next ranged action. Right, this is the parent script. Now, I've just created a function somewhere, and I can't remember where I put it. Oh, I think I know where I put it. There we go. Okay. So we kind of need... Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Set ranged attack. Okay. And summon, yep, that one still is true. Here we want select next ranged attack, and this one will be a problem, but that's okay. Monster ranged action types. Okay. Hopefully everything else kind of works itself out. Monster attack symbol script. Okay. That might be okay. So at the moment, essentially this is a very complicated, long-winded way of getting an arrow to appear instead of a sword. Oh, you're talking about the film Tron. Yeah, like, I mean, well, no. If I can't watch Tron, I can see the spelling error that you made there, and I'm assuming you're talking about Tron. I mean, we all need constant access to the film Tron. You know, what if my TV breaks down and I've got... Right. Okay. Over here. So we're still in the mini one here, so... Oh no, that's select. So let's actually just follow this whole path as to what's actually going on. So as soon as we summon the monster mini script, we're then going to go to... We can do a bunch of stuff, but we're going to select the next ranged action. So we've got access to our monster scriptable object. So let's go into here. We're at the moment just making the random number equal to 0. And then we're putting that number into... Oh, actually, let's go. Sorry, yeah, that's good. This is why we're doing this. Summon. So there, it's going to be true, and that is going to be summon. So yeah, we're doing this with the argument of true, which is mean that we're actually summoning it. So it's going to boink into size. What was the name of the bad guy on Tron? We're putting set ranged attacks, and all we're doing is the arguments we're giving it are true, which is meaning that we're summoning it, and 0. Okay, then set ranged attack. We're getting hold of our monster attack class, which we'll work out, and which we're going to find out all the information that we need. So this will be basically saying it's going to be the arrow, it's going to be 0, whatever. We're getting all of that from here, but let's go actually into here, because we want to kind of follow the whole route, see everything is good. Basic. We're now our returning ints are going to be that. Oh yes, so that, I think we can just change this to 0. And then the sprites that we're getting hold of, it's just going to be one sprite, which is going to be the arrow sprite, and then we're making this monster attack class over here. We've created it, so this is going to have all the information. At the moment, we don't want to have a 0 there at all. We just want to have an empty space. We just want to have an arrow with nothing. But that's something which I'm going to fix shortly. And then we're returning this monster class. Let me just save that there. And now we're affecting the symbol, right? Which will be, I kind of want to rename this as well to action. And this change to the new action will essentially change, instead of it being a sword, it will be an arrow. And because we're summoning it, it will actually do the summon thing. So, right, is this enough, right? As I say, the payoff is we're going to see an arrow, and that's if everything goes to plan. But I think, let's see. Right, first of all, any error messages? Okay. It should be ideally an arrow with a 0. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Fantastic. Right. Okay, you don't know how good that is, seeing that there. That is absolutely amazing. Okay, so... So I think, though, we will still be able to change that. So I'm just going to kind of go again. That's fine, that's fine. Now, when it arrives, I think I'm trying to work out if it will be the charge attack or the so it'll either be 30 or 15 here, and it'll be useful information. It is 30, that's what I suspected, which is fine. Okay, so now we're going to do the big proper ball. Like, oh yeah, of course. First of all, how do we get rid of that 0? Let's worry about that later. I mean, technically, No. I was going to say, technically I could make it 1 to indicate that they're jumping left 1. So now what we need to do is something which is... you know what? I reckon we can do this. I think this is going to be tough. Right. We want to... at the moment, the monster just moves forward every time. But I like the idea that because it knows that it's an arrow and the move that it's going to do is jump forward 1, it's going to follow that action and do it. So... basically, everything's going to look the same, but it will mean we've got so much more manipulation as to what we can have the enemy do, even before it's arrived. Right, so we want the combat script. Let's go close all of this. So, combat routine... yeah, we've got to find out the point at which this is called. So, find all references. So, if the number of turns left are that, we're going to begin the off combat. Aha, this is where it gets a bit interesting. Okay, so... what we actually want to do, so what's actually happening, so off combat is when the monster hasn't arrived at the place, and we know that it's off combat if the number of turns left is greater than 0, and the only reason I had this begin off combat before was because I wanted the ranged attackers to get their opportunity to attack, because to my understanding all that's happening in here at the moment is we're checking for ranged attackers. If they are, they're attacking, and then nothing else, which is fantastic. What we're going to do instead is... okay. Right. So what we're going to do instead is... we're going to create a whole new script. Don't worry. What's the action script? So let's get rid of all here. Kind of want to work out where this is. Is there a way of... no, yeah, I guess there is. So I'm going to select here, right, and then press X. The only reason I've done all of this is just purely because I'm going to make another script similar to this, but this is going to be the monster ranged action script. So, create C# script, monster ranged action script. And it's gonna be very similar to this, but it's gonna be performing the action of can't remember now. Yeah, it's going to be performing the ranged action. Wow, this is... yeah, like, because I came up with this idea, and I think this makes so much sense as far as, like, gameplay goes, because I like the idea that there's going to be a little bit of unpredictability even when they're arriving, even when the monster's arriving. So what we need first is we want to add this script over here. So edit script, and I'm going to close all but this, and then we're going to get hold of this, and we're just going to get all the important stuff that we need from here. So let's get rid of all that. We're going to have a Boolean. So what we're going to do next is actually not get the action type, but we want the... we'll rename this to monster ranged action type. And this will be monster ranged action type. So this is all, yep, this is all fine. Everything's fine. This is looking horrendously ugly, but don't worry, you can stick with me. This guy, he knows what he's doing. Right. This will be what's the ranged action type? Basic jump forward 1. And the actual routine of jumping forward 1 is so this will be private I enumerator. Yeah. Jump forward routine. Int move forward. And here, start coroutine. And it's just going to move forward 1. I'd like to have this, so we got the option, if ever a bit later, for whatever reason, there's going to be a monster who arrives really quickly. He might have a basic jump forward 2 move or something like that. You know, this just gives us the range, so we're giving ourselves that, which is good. Okay, so now it's just busy equals true and busy equals false. Because once we have actually got this nailed, we can then start really making all the attacks like quite spicy and stuff. Because I like the idea that the monster could do a sort of ranged attack and then move forward 1 or something like that. Right, so just so we don't get an error message, I'm just going to put yield return null. And we need to go back into the combat script. Yeah, don't worry, I'll be there. Yeah, I'm going to be there. Yeah, I'll be there tonight. That'd be awesome. We're actually going to get there a bit early as well. I think it's been a long time since I've actually gone to the pub, so it'll be actually really nice. Yeah, but cheers then, man. Are you coming as well? That'd be awesome. Be good to see you. Right, combat script. Oh yes, so what we actually need to do now is where we've got the parent script. Monster, I think, I know, the master script, sorry. Actually, the parent and the master are two very different things. I meant to say the master script. We need to edit this. And we're going to have a new variable here. This is making sure that we have access to the ranged monster ranged action script. Like I say, it's quite a lot of layers of confusion, but then it will start making sense. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. That would be so cool, actually. The only problem is the whole evening I'd just be grilling you for more information, because it's like, like, you know, you'd be able to like teach me like so much. That'd be so cool. Right. Right. Okay, where are we up to now? Oh, dot perform attack. Oh, yeah, we can actually do it all here. This is fine. Effect main. So we actually want to go into the mini. Oh, yeah, hold on. What's the range? Form ranged attack. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Oh. Right. 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 Monster range actions. Okay. Oh, okay. So here. Okay. Right, we're almost done here, because I like, yeah, this is good. Right, okay. So all we actually need to do now is, within our monster ranged action, we just need to get hold of the map script. But let's actually have a look. Let's have a look at what's going on in, so, combat script. Oh yeah, right. Begin combat. So this is, where is this? This is in the end turn master script. And now, out of interest, is the map script okay. So what we really need to do is, with the monster master script, we kind of want to get access to the map scripts. So let's try and work out the best way of doing this. I think public map script. So we're going to have a, yeah, it's going to look a little bit ugly for a little bit, but it'll look a little bit nicer shortly. Underscore. No. Then public void. Get map script. Yeah, and this is a little bit ugly, but I think I'd rather kind of get the basic structure of where I'm looking to go with this. Right, so if the map script is equal to null underscore map script equals find object of type return and let's just have a little safety check here. This will be a map script. So we're doing a bit of code here. Debug.log yarg. There is no map script! Exclamation mark. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So here we want to go monster master script. Yeah, this does feel a bit long-winded. As I'm putting this together, I'm thinking this is a complicated thing that I'm trying to do here, and it's probably going through a few too many yeah, a few too many hoops here, but that's all right. Monster insta.get map script dot Okay, I've accidentally pressed a button which has taken me to the wrong screen. Equals 0, I less than spaces to move forward, I plus plus. Right, nice, okay. Ooh. Jump forward one turn, then we're just going to check to see if that's busy. So I think once we've done this, we can then start making the turns a little bit spicier. Okay. The reason I've done this big complicated thing is because the map script isn't created as soon as the game starts. So, like, making it a singleton can be a little bit dangerous, which is why I've done this big, complicated thing to actually get hold of it. Okay. So let's actually follow what's actually going on. So the end turn routine. We discard the cards, get the number of turns left. If it's greater than 0, then we begin the off cut. So I think we can get rid of that. We begin the off combat. Let's go into here. What's going on here? This is the off combat routine. We are getting a number of rangers, getting the rangers to do the attack. Then monster master dot instance dot perform attack false, because it's not affecting the main version, it's affecting the mini version. And then over here we're going to have while monster master script dot instance dot busy, you'll return null. Okay, so when it's actually performing this attack, we know that it's false. So go to definition. So affecting main. Nope, it's not. It's affecting the ranged one. Putting all this in here. Got the ranged action. Putting this one into here. Let's go to the definition. We're switching what type of ranged attack, in which we only have one, which is jump forward. We're then going to jump forward. I think that's all we need to do. Okay. Right. So let's see what error messages. Oh, that's a shame. But yeah, if ever you were in the town, like, you'd always be welcome. Okay, right. Ugh, there's so much going on here. Right, so again, if everything has worked out, literally nothing will look any different, right? But it will mean so much. So let's go make some snipers. So yeah. So ending the turn, the ranged is doing the damage. Fantastic. Oh my god, it worked. Okay. Well, it did work, but nothing happened. Everything is exactly the same. No, trust me, that's massive. That's really good. Okay. Right. So okay, I'm so happy. That's okay. Wow. Okay, brilliant. Everything's good. Everything's brilliant. Right. So what I kind of want to do is okay. Oh my gosh. Right, well, have we got 15 there? We don't need that anymore. So I'm sort of sifting through all our debug at the same time. So now oh man, that is so good that we've done that though. Right. Okay. So I think we could change. So what I'm looking to do, this is going to look a little lazy, but I think I quite like it. So my next thing that I'm looking to do is have another ranged attack, or a ranged action, I should say, that is jump forward 2, right? And what we're looking to do is make it so that this monster, he has a we're also going to deal with probability weighting as well. So we want to make it so that, like, he's got, say, a 90% chance of just moving forward 1 step, and say a 10% chance of him moving forward 2 steps. Now, a problem which has already been created in my brain is, what if he chooses to do 2 steps forward when he's only 1 step away? How are we going to deal with that? And what we want to happen is for him to just move forward 1 step and then ignore the next command. I might have even done that code. And with that knowledge in mind, we want to... Yeah, it's like, I know that, as I'm sort of even saying all of this, I know that I've probably put a few too many scripts in to confuse things, but... Okay. So how would we go about doing that? So first of all, let's go... let's go into here. Yeah, let's go create a folder which is going to be old. Old symbols, and we just want to get rid of. Oh no, hold on. I think just these ones. Okay, now let's go back into here. Now we're going to have another thing over here. So this is the next symbol that we're going to make. Yeah, so this is going to indicate that he's jumping forward 2 steps. I feel like we start basic and then we get it a bit more complicated later. So, oh yeah, first of all, now we'll save the PNGs. I think we can get rid of this for the time being. We just want to add this one over. But then I kind of want to have, I like the idea of there being like a jump forward, like doing a ranged attack and then jumping forward. I have no idea how I'm going to animate and do the ranged attack, but we'll worry about that. Oh. Right, okay, let's get rid of that for the time being. So we're doing 1 to 8, point filter and none, and apply. Okay, so yeah, like I say, there's quite a few things that we need to affect. And as I make more and more different monster attacks, I will probably eventually work out a way of making everything a little bit smoother, because there's quite a few things I need to affect in order to get this to work. Oh yeah. So we need to, let's just start from the beginning. So if we've got scripts, monster mini script, setting up with setting here. Yeah. So this is setting our ranged attack, and this is the bit where we're actually setting the pictures. So this will be and we're going to create another action. Go to basic. Actually, no, I will just call this jump forward 2. Jump forward 2. Okay. So, case. Oh yeah, hold on. No, we can. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Why do I always lose track of where I was? Let's just find it again. Oh, that's where it was. No, it's not. Potential enemy attack. Okay, so I actually, first of all, I want that to be 1. So you see the 1 and the arrow, you know that he's jumping forward 1. And we can do something similar here. And that will be 2 there. And this will be... So we've got the... Right. So we've got all of that. Right, we're close to giving this. We're actually closer than I realised to actually giving this a try. Monster range. We need to ranged action script. So here, let's go tidy this up a little bit. Jump forward 2. That's going to be 2 there. And now I think all we need to do now is just check that, see how it deals with when it's trying to jump forward and it can't. So we actually want to go to this one, go to definition. Oh, it's already dealt with. We've already done it. The problem's already sorted. So what we're going to do now is, so if the turns left is greater than 0, then it does a bunch of stuff where it jumps forward. But so this will actually be quite. This will sort of confirm, if I can get this right, this will confirm that everything's working. Jump forward 2. Okay, so ideally we see the double arrows, and we'll see a 2 to indicate that it's moving forward 2. Okay, we've got that. Now, what should happen is he's going to bounce forward twice. Let's give this a shot. Okay, yeah, that's nice. Now, and I've intentionally left it so that, also, by the way, we want to change this each time as well, which is easily done. Right, so we're now going to move forward again. Now, hopefully he'll only move forward once and then change his attack to the charge attack. Let's give this a shot. Okay, and everything's still in order. Yes. Okay, that is huge. That is really, really good. So we've now got that changed. So with that knowledge in mind, we can now sort out probability weights. Yeah. Okay. So this will still be jump forward 1. Oh yeah, and actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Yeah, because the probability weights is a lot of that is quite a lot of fun to actually do. Right, I tell you what, I'm going to go quickly make myself a coffee, and yeah, I need to go to the toilet as well. So I'm just going to be like a couple of minutes. I'll be right back. Hold on, I'll get onto the break. That's it. All right, rock and roll. I'll be right back. Right. Okay. Yes, I have put the mic on. I just had this worry that I was going to be on mute for ages, but we're okay. We've sorted it. So, we were. what was I actually going to do? I can't can't remember where my next step was going to be. Oh yeah, probability weights. Yes, that sounds fun. No, no, trust me, it's really fun. It's really good. Ah, no, you're lying. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. I called your bluff. Right. Okay. Sweet. Okay. Right. Probabilities. Let's rock. Oh yeah, no. So this, I think this track is quite nice. The only problem is I can't code when I've got music that's got words in. I just find, yeah, it a bit complicated, a bit difficult. So probability weights. Let's go change this to. Okay. So yeah, we'll just deal with okay. Sorry, I'm sort of thinking here. So I'm keeping these separate here. So we've got probability weights, main and mini. What does all of this mean? We're going to have ranged actions. So, yes, okay, master script. This is where we... so here is where we're going to use something that... This is a script that we can use for a lot of different things. So we're going to create a whole new function here, which is going to be public int get select select array int. Okay. Alright, now the arguments that we're going to put in are going to be an array of integers. Probability int. Okay. Right. Yeah, this is where I like this. This is like proper sort of coding. This is one of those where you can give a you could give this to like a sort of young coding student to work out. But I quite like this. So what we're going to do first, right? As much as I always want the numbers to add up to 100, this function will it won't necessarily need to add up to 100. So we're going to have int. So int. I shouldn't really call it percentage total. Array int total equals 0. Okay, for int I equals 0, I less than probability ints I plus plus. Probably int dot length. Sorry. Okay. Right. Okay. So we're going to first of all just have array total plus equals probability ints I. So what we're so what we're doing here is, let's just say, so probability is what we kind of want to do, just to kind of test it out, is for the ranged attack, we want to make it so that our like blob has, say, a 90% chance of moving forward 1 and a 10% chance of moving forward 2. So, in fact, let me actually change it so we can sort of visualize it slightly better. First of all, I'm just going to have... right, this is just so I'm just putting this here so that there's no error message as I exit. So let's get out of here, because I want to change the numbers so we can actually sort of tell where we're going. So we go on to Blobo. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder why that's... Anyway, let's not worry about that too much. Oh, yes, I do know why. Everything's fine. Everything's good. So... 90 and 10. So we've got the probability weights. So this 90 is applying to this 10 is applying to this jump forward 2. Okay, but how are we actually going to pick a number? So the basic idea is we pick a number between 1 and 100. If it's anywhere between 0 and 90, we do this one, and if it's between 91 and 100, we do that. But doing that in code form is what we're actually trying to do. So first of all, we are selecting. We're putting all the probability ints in, and then we're just adding what it adds up to total. So ideally, this will always add up to 100, but it doesn't necessarily have to. So now we go int rando equals random dot range, and it's going to be somewhere between 0 and whatever the array int total is. Okay, now now I'm trying to remember, I came up with a really good way of doing this. Yeah. Now, int counter equals 0. Yeah, my brain is not fully engaged at the moment. Int, I'm probably making this returning int equals 0. For int I, in fact, we just need this. Yeah, this is complicated. So counter plus equals plus equals probability ints I. Okay, if rando oh wow, this is complicated. It's something like is greater than counter. I think it might be less than. Return counter else. No, returning int else. Have I just made a really way more complicated version than it needs to be? So I think that's fine. And what we're going to have here is .log. Actually, no, we don't need that. Okay, so now, right, somewhere, I may as well put it in awake here. We're going to just test this function out a few times and see if it works. So for open brackets int I equals 0, I less than 1,000, I plus plus. Select array ints. The reason I want to do select array ints, so we're going to have new int 90, 10. Oh yeah, I think I need to just do a, yeah. Okay, so what am I actually doing here? We have an ability in the console which is called something like Cascade, which we will use. But I'm basically doing this function 1,000 times, right? So hopefully it will cover, it will reason. So we're hoping that roughly 90% of the outcomes are going to be 0, and the other 10% are going to be 1. So it'll hopefully be roughly 900 zeros and 100 ones. The reason that I want to do it 1,000 times, I might even make it 10,000 times. It's quite cheap, like processing wise. I just want to select, is because I can't quite work out if it can be like if it can actually go higher, and I just want to check. So, right. I know there's oh, collapse. This is what we're after. Okay, so right, let's give this a shot. Oh yes, of course, because we haven't actually debugged logged anything. We've just done it, and yeah, debug.log. Oh, in fact, let's just do this. We didn't need to do toString. Okay, let's give this another shot. Okay, so hopefully this will work. Let's get my coffee ready. Okay. Okay. Oh, yes! Oh, fantastic. Okay, right. So it has worked. So we've done it 1,000 times, and if you look here, this is saying that it's coming out 0, and that's 906 times, and it's come out as 1 94 times, which is roughly the odds that we would expect. Obviously, the perfect odds would be 990. Oh, hold on. No, 900 and 100. But it's slightly in favour of that, but that's completely fine. That's absolutely brilliant. Okay, cool. I thought there was going to be a bit more trial and error involved here. So now, now that we've got this one here, we're going to go into Monster Mini script, and we're going to have rando equals masterscript.instance select array int, and here I think we've got access somewhere. We just need to get access to our integers that are held in a thing, and I can't remember where we held it. It won't be too much effort to put it in if we don't have it there yet. So let's go here, think it's this one, current monster class. So this will be current monster attack class dot maybe it's not. No, it's not. It's just our monster SO, isn't it? Monster SO dot probabilities mini. Okay, so this should be fine now. So not that it's going to be that easy to display, but I might just do a bit of trial and error just to sorry, before I forget, another thing that I want to do is make sure that we're, like, every time we move forward, we're selecting a new range attack. Okay, so how do we do that? I think combat script. So now I believe we can still let's actually see the code that I did it in the main combat, and then I'm just going to copy that. Yeah, so it's going to be similar to that, but not quite. So it's going to be the mini script, and it'll be selecting the next ranged attack. That's not what I wanted. Monster master script dot instance dot monster mini script dot select next range action false. Okay, so let's go give this a shot. This will probably take a few tries, but I want to see if we're generally getting like, so sometimes we'll get the jump forward 2 and sometimes we'll get jump forward 1. Okay, so jump forward 1, that's fine. Still jump forward 1. Jump forward 1 now. I want to see if we get an error message when it's trying to call something. Nope, it seems to be fine. Okay, so that's all right. That's, you know, that's statistically what was likely to happen. So it's still 1. That's fine. I could actually just temporarily bump this up a little bit, like to that, and I'll put it back afterwards. But just to check that, like, it still can do, it still can jump 2. So technically, odds are in favour that it'll be jumping 2 this time. So that's 2, brilliant. And okay, I mean, that is good. That's good. I'm happy with that. The slight problem is, unless I was mistaken, it looks like it was changing its attack. It's changing... Oh, yeah. So let me just have another little play. So it's currently 1. Let's changed it to 2. Okay. Yeah. So I just want to make sure that it is selecting the next attack at the correct time. I know the problem. Okay, this is fine. Yep, I see the problem. So, yeah. Okay, there was a slight problem, but I think we're fine now. Okay, that's better. So we're performing the ranged attack, which I really should call ranged action, but we're performing the ranged action, and then we're waiting for all of this to transpire. Because the problem which I had was when it was jumping forward 2, it was bouncing, and then it was updating straight away afterwards, which is not what should be happening. Whereas I think this has fixed it. Right, brilliant. Okay, let's go get rid of this now. So my we can get rid of all this now. I just wanted to check that this select array, now that we've done that, we've got that in a code, that's going to be useful. That'll be something that'll be useful like forever, really. Okay. Right, so now, have I got enough time? I'm tempted to do the next sort of big thing. And I have no idea the most efficient way of doing this, because what I kind of want to do is have let's see. So what I'm looking to do next is have a is for the monster as one of the new moves to do. Let's have a look. Yeah, one of the new moves is going to be do a ranged attack. So bolts are going to fire like with our ranged, like with our snipers. The way that these are attacking, I kind of want to have a similar animation for the monster to be able to then attack back and do damage to the village. I just don't know if that's going to be... I think that might be a little bit too much to take on board. That's... yeah. I've got to think, because this will require quite a lot of work, and I just don't know if I'm quite capable of that. Yeah, and eventually I like the idea of just making each monster, each battle to be like a little bit epic each time as well. Let's think. So let's go lower this. I'll tell you what I am going to do, I think I will probably call it here. I've done, even though this doesn't look like, it doesn't look as though I've done an awful lot of progress, like it actually has been a lot more than I was actually planning. So now, we can now kind of we've got so much better control over all of our, all of our like enemies when they're attacking. But I'm going to have to start getting ready and stuff. So I probably do need to call it here. But this has been absolutely like properly awesome. I think next stream is where things are going to get a bit more exciting again, because we can, now that we've got perfect manipulation over how and when the monsters attack and selecting their moves. That's basically what has been the last almost 4 episodes. It's been making the monster do exactly what we want as and when we want it. Now we can actually start coming up with ideas. Now, to give people the heads up, where are we? Rumbletown. Monster moves. So I've got a big sort of wave of different ideas for different moves that all these monsters can do. So I've written a few down. I like the idea that the monsters can also create like a defense drone or a sniper drone that will benefit the monster. And I also once we have got all of these in place, I then want to introduce another card, which is going to be like disabling or destroying drone, which is going to involve destroying drones. You know, because yeah, like I say, I want each. The way this is a big way this is going to differ to Slay the Spire is I want each battle to be like, you know, when you're playing Slay the Spire, some battles, you know, you can do in 30 seconds. Whereas I want each one of these battles, there's going to be fewer battles each run, but each one is going to be like just a little bit more epic, you know, like the enemies are going to have like say 200 life, and it is going to be like a little bit of a slog, and by the time they're getting close to the end they would have done so many moves like Enrage, and they would have created so many drones that it's getting like more and more difficult. So you are kind of like in a way like against the clock to be able to do it. So you want to do as much damage as you can. But like that is probably what my plan is. So what I think I'm going to do for next episode as well is I'm going to do a few more of let's have a look, where are we? Symbols. So I've got a few of these sprites, but we're going to start putting some of these like symbols like into the monster's attack, so it's going to do lots of different things. Right, anyway, this has been absolutely awesome. I thought I'd give you the heads up. I'm sorry it's a bit shorter today, but I'll be back on soon. I know I haven't really kept to my schedule. I think I normally say Thursdays and Saturdays, and I've done all the other days. But yeah, rock and roll. Yeah. I'll see you later. See you later this evening. This will be awesome. All right. Anyway, oh yeah, KOT fan, you rock as well. Yes, awesome. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Even though it's a bit of a short stream, it's been really good. We've actually got a lot more done than I hoped. I knew this was going to be tough, but yeah. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me. I'll see you guys later. All right, ciao for now.